Hi everyone, this is Casper, the boy diviner here today, and I'm here to do the tag My 2020 Vision that was started by Simon of the Hermit's Cave. I'll be using the beautiful STELLA Tarot today. This has become one of my kind of go-to decks this year, even though to be honest, I don't really use my go-to decks just because I kind of am trying to stick with certain decks for certain weeks this year. But you know, it is what it is. I'm pulling up Simon's prompts here, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle these cards. To be honest, give me a second. I'm gonna cleanse my area. I just finished the reading for a client, so I just want to make sure that you know, our space is cleared. I don't have that influence from someone else. Even though I kind of feel sad wasting my matches like this, but it is what it is. A lot of things have happened for me in 2019. A lot of things, a lot of changes. So I'm really curious to see what this tells me about for the upcoming year. I'm gonna grab a tiny sage leaf to just quickly cleanse the area. Oh, that was hot. That was hot. And may this area be cleansed. May this area be sacred for me and me, myself. May this reading help me achieve my highest good. May this reading tell me what I need to know. May this area be sacred for us. Okay, I'm stubbing it out so I can reuse it. Okay, so the area has been sufficiently cleansed. I'm gonna put this candle aside and cover it up. So I know most of us do a year ahead spread, and I'm gonna do that for this year as well for myself. And I think I'll be doing it on camera just also so that it's a sample for people who are interested in getting a year ahead spread with me. But I see the hashtag My 2020 Vision as something more kind of less predictive and more I don't know what's the other word for it, more reflective and less predictive. So it's kind of interesting to see how I and the STELLA Tarot will work with these questions. Okay, please, for my allies, please help me with my 2020 vision. Let me know. Let me know. Let me help me. What lessons can I take from 2019 into 2020? What lessons can I take from 2019 to 2020? What lessons can I take from 2019 to 2020? Right, the first card. What challenges may I face in 2020? Tell me, what challenges may I face in 2020? What challenges may I face in 2020? What challenges may I face in 2020? What challenges should I be aware of in 2020? What challenges should I be aware of in 2020? Here. What do I need to focus on in 2020 to overcome these challenges? What do I need to focus on? What do I need to focus on to overcome these challenges that I pointed out? What opportunities will come forward in 2020? Can't help but feel a surge of hope when I ask this question, and I don't know why. What opportunities will come forward for me in 2020? What opportunities will come forward to me in 2020? Tell me the opportunities. Share with me the opportunities that I need to be aware of that will come forward, so I can be ready to grasp them, to hold them, to take them. so I can be ready to succeed. And then the last card. What is my theme for 2020? What is the theme of 2020, the overall theme, in this case, for this reading for 2020? This is the theme. Okay, so usually I open all my cards as they come out, but I think this is how people have been doing it. So I'm trying this new way out. What lessons? All right. This is the Prince of Swords. Because this is kind of a thought-based deck, the Prince of Swords is the Knight of Swords, and it's kind of reversed. Okay, in 2019. This is Labradorite, by the way. In 2019, I've always been quite scathing. I have learned how to be critical of people. I expect more of people, and as much as I expect myself. You know, people might not think that I expect much of myself. People might feel like, you're still not good enough, or you have these flaws and things like that. I think this year I've learned also how to accept that. I've learned how to accept feedback, and I've learned to slowly take my time to addressing this feedback and seeing if this is something I want to work on. That's what I need to take into 2020, learning how to accept this kind of feedback. Harsh or whether, even if it's irrelevant, even if it's wrong, even though I feel like it's wrong, I learned how to take it. I've learned how to try to see it from their point of view and understand from them. This is the ability I really gained in 2019. But because it's also reversed, it also talks about how I've gained this bad habit of expecting others to have such a high expectation. I've learned how to be maybe too critical of things. I've also maybe adopted the habit of being direct about things because my workplace is so open. We always share. Sometimes I might be too direct. I might be cutting. You can see the Prince of Swords. He's holding these strings, and it's alluded to that these are balloons, and he's ready to cut them and set them free. This in reverse, it kind of talks about how I'm holding on to all these thoughts, and how I'm just like cutting the strings of these thoughts, setting them out of my mouth, just cutting and cutting without proper thinking, without proper holding back, and without proper judgment. So this is the lesson that I need to take away from this year. All the mistakes I've made regarding that, all the things I've said without thinking. Sometimes when you cut strings and the balloon flies away, you can't take it back. And those are some things I can't take back. I have to accept that I can't take it back, but try my best to take that lesson forwards and not be so careless with my words again. So there are multiple lessons I need to take with me. Being careful with my words and my thoughts, being less critical of people. These are mistakes that I've made, lessons I've learned. Refers to me taking on feedback, because this reverses kind of the receiving part. I've learned how to receive that feedback, and that's a lesson that I really learned and mastered and can take into 2020. Okay? What challenges may I face in 2020? Let's turn this around. What challenges can I face? The Emperor reversed. I received the Emperor a few days ago, and I really feel like the challenges that I'll face is learning how to build that kind of structure for myself, that kind of firstly building boundaries. In a way, this being reversed is talking about how the boundaries and the expectations that I've already built up, and I can't let these go, despite my lessons I have to take. It's going to be difficult for me to dismantle all these expectations, all these boundaries I've built around myself. My wall, I have to admit, I think I do recognize that I do have an emotional wall. I do find myself very doubtful. I do find myself very fearful, especially when there are feelings involved, whether it's spiritually or emotionally. I do have that wall. And it's going to be hard to break it down. And that's the challenge, the main challenge that I have to face next year. I'm also an Aries sun, and this is an Aries card. So when this is reversed, it's telling me that I'm not recognizing my Aries nature. I'm not there ready to, kind of initiate myself. So this card is also about initiation, and the lack of initiation, or initiation into something would be tough for me. So these are a few of the challenges that I see coming forwards. Being unable to let go of the walls that I've built around myself, being unable to break them down, having issues, not issues, maybe finding it difficult when I'm being initiated into something, maybe something I'm learning, maybe some sort of spiritual initiation. I've always wanted to do a self-initiation, but I haven't succeeded. So again, that could be the wall, or that could be the challenge that is facing me in 2020. Okay, what do I need to focus on in 2020 to overcome these challenges? Moving forward, busting through whatever perceived notions I have. The Six of Swords, you can see that there's a map behind. So maybe some sort of traveling to somewhere new to really learn how to let my defenses go and be a stranger in another country, where no one recognizes me yet. Maybe that's when I can really learn how to let my walls go and get used to being who I am with people that I don't know. So when I come back, I can let all of that go. And again, moving forwards, trusting, having faith in the forwards movement of the boat, wherever I'm going. Having faith in the boatman, whoever is leading me. Having that kind of faith may help me overcome these challenges. Maybe romantically, if there's someone who's willing to help me break these walls down, I should trust them. I should learn how to have faith in them and believe that they really are trying to do me good instead of bad. That's what I'm seeing for this card. The next card, what opportunities will come forward to me in 2020? The Four of Discs. The opportunities to come is learning how to accept gifts from people. I always feel guilty. I always feel like there's some sort of energy exchange that I can't, whatever I do, or because I also don't feel comfortable giving people things. I always find it very difficult to accept things from people. I always feel guilty for taking things. And at the same time, I'm trying my best this year to overcome that. And it seems that the opportunity to overcome that permanently will come in 2020, where I can give and receive without fear. Perhaps the opportunity to because I'm looking at this more of a practical way. The Four of This is someone who holds back. I am a frugal person, despite all the decks that I buy, things like that. Those are really splurges, and those are not needs, just wants. But overall, I do feel like I have a very strong handle on my money, and I do feel like I'm pretty frugal to some extent. I don't go to fancy restaurants, I don't eat expensive things, and maybe next year the opportunity to be less frugal will appear. Hopefully I'll get a better pay, or a bigger opportunity, or some way to up my abundance. So this could be one of the opportunities, apart from learning how to receive, is the possibility of abundance, so that I don't have to hold on to my money like this. Fingers crossed that's true. I love the color scheme here in the Stella Tarot. Before opening the theme, I just want to show you. See this, the blue, and there's the blue, and there's the orange. And these two are almost exactly the same. Sitting down, standing. But the color scheme is very similar. I love that these two are suits and these two are minors. Okay, I'm going to open the theme now instead of just admiring the art and letting things ruminate in me. The theme is teamwork, learning how to work with people. I'm not great at working with people, but I do feel the want to learn how to work with a team, a strong team that I enjoy. So the Three of This is really about laying that foundation and building it up. He does look a bit listless here, so I'm hoping when it's reversed, it's not only about that lesson, that theme of working with people, it's also about, overcoming my listlessness, learning how to be restless without acting on it. For themes and things like that, sometimes for myself, I like having more of an objective view, because again, I have trust issues with myself. When I read for other people, I don't have so much of a trust issue, but when I read for myself, I feel like I'm always not super objective. So I go back to the guidebook. Okay, so all of this could be the theme. Let's read it. Your work will be completed and you'll be rewarded with a good things. Hopefully this is the great work, my soul work, or whatever you call it. Great luck in love. Okay, please let that happen next year. Your luck in business will improve drastically. Oh, this is all fantastic. I love this. Okay, I don't have to read anymore. That's as objective as you can get. That's my theme of the year. Everything will go great. Okay, all jokes aside, I did enjoy this reading. So thank you so much for Simon from the Hermit's Cave for sharing this spread. And not only that, creating a tag and trying to encourage us to do readings on videos. I don't find that, my readings, whether I do pick a card reading or whether I do readings for myself like this where I ruminate on the cards, they are not particularly highly viewed. So I'm not sure, the content that I want to create for my channel. But he kind of, in his video, he kind of implored and said that this could be interesting to people. So I hope my insights or my sharing helped with your understanding of some of the cards. If you do have any other interpretations, I'm more than happy to hear them. But again, I'm happy to hear them, but it doesn't mean I'll accept them, especially if you're gonna tell me doom and gloom. People do that, they'll be like, oh, it's not as great as you interpret it. Oh, look at them, 4 of them are reversed, that's terrible. Things like that, no. You can tell me, I will accept your views as much as I can, but I might not accept it in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I understand how you interpret the card. Okay, that's more than enough rambling from me. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Happy to hear anything. Okay, you take care. Bye.